Hello everyone, this is Uthris. Welcome to Windward. It is a game I got recently, and I've been kind of looking at it from afar for a while. I enjoyed the Age of Sail a whole lot. I played some Uncharted Waters online a couple years ago. That was a lot of fun. And I also have played like Age of Pirates. It was an old single player game where it was probably the first one that I can think of where you actually controlled the ship and you could shoot the sails down, and that's an old game. That's like from 2002. But this one is a nice little perspective, kind of just single player or multiplayer, depending. You can invite people and join other people's games, and basically you go through and do quests and claim territory for the faction that you join. So we're going to go ahead and just make Uthris, and I guess we're going to call this Cillian. I guess this world that we're going for. We're going to go with just the normal difficulty. Same with the combat damage. Let's see, we'll allow player ships. We're going to be playing by myself, so it's not too big of a deal. Try and random kind of a interesting shape for a map. This one I think is pretty good. We got the 4 corners here. I'm thinking about being green, just because green's my favorite color, so you know, might as well stick to that. And we'll just go ahead and hop in. Okay, so I played a little bit of this off camera. We have the basic ship. It's actually kind of nice that we get a dragon crest right off, which is pretty cool. I'm fine with the green sails, so we probably won't be upgrading them right off. We start at this small port town called Windward, I guess. It's just a tier 1 town. It's one building. Every tier, I think, adds an additional building. I'll go ahead and explain some inventory. So this ship has enough slots for 2 cargo, which can either be 2 cargo that you buy and do trade routes with, or 2 cargo for quest slots. Your full inventory, and this is where like gear would go. All these items, of course, affects the effectiveness of your ship. We have things from like our captain to our he's basically a supporting officer, this slot, and he kind of just gives additional bonuses. Your crew, which is one of the most important upgrades to worry about. Your grappling hook, which basically allows you to scoop up floating crates and loot that's in the water. To your hull, which is basically your HP, of course. Your sails, your guns, and your ammo. I don't know what this is down here. It looks like some type of black powder. And then, of course, we have our talent tree. As you level up and do quests or trading or things in general in the game, you'll get XP, and then you'll unlock basically talents. I don't know what the max level is or how that works at all. We have our map, and since we're the green faction, we share vision with our ally faction. And then also our region zones, and as you see over in this area, it'll give stats, who controls it, what type of climate it has, and the average level you should probably be when you go in there. Players, we're not playing on multiplayer, but it would actually list all of that. Instances, you can actually create an instance and do kind of specific goals for that. Like, for example, we could do a combat or a questing trading instance. And basically that would just kind of give you a new place to explore. So if we look at this town, the first thing to do is probably just do some quests. So we're going to discover one of the towns that we haven't yet, and then also probably hunt down our first pirate. It's WSAD to move, just like anything else. Our hotbar down here at the bottom, we have things from repair to our full volley kind of attack. It's basically a very high damaging shot. We have to be as looking port side, or I forget the other term. Either way, but the side of our ship has to be facing to shoot something. We don't have front cannons or back cannons in the game. When you have a quest, you'll get this line drawn and kind of gives you a general route to follow to your objective. So we have discovered Mesland based on our quest, and that has given us some XP and stuff like that. I'm going to go ahead and jump in straight into the next quest, which is to defeat Tana the pirate over there. And hopefully we can just swing around this island. I don't know how far they are or where they would be, but basically you just follow this and we should get there in a decent amount of time. A couple more things to explain inventory wise. We have your gold, lumber, which you use to upgrade certain parts as a resource and repair your ship. Stone, same thing for upgrades, and black powder for upgrades. Things that you buy for your ship can cost any of those resources to actually purchase. So there's our first part. So we're just going to try and get our broadside to them as much as possible. And it's going to do this little kind of auto attack the whole time. And then basically you're just using your skill that you have to do extra damage. Now, I'm not the best probably at this combat. Generally the rule of thumb is to stay on their stern. I think stern is the back of the ship. I could be completely wrong about that. And there we go. Really good effect, I think, for ships and things of that nature. And when you stop, you have the chance to actually repair. You can't do this in combat. And you actually have to be at a full stop or at a port to do the repairs. So we completed that quest, so we'll just head over to this southern town that we're close to pick up some new quests and work on getting some levels. We are level 1 now. And what I want to get, I think, is some accuracy. I think constantly hitting your target is the most important thing. These quests, things from delivering cargo to ferrying passengers, they're pretty straightforward. You just kind of follow the path on the ground. You can also purchase items for your ship. You can also find these items floating in the world. As you do quests for towns, you can increase their size. And so the one we were just at, its size is 3 out of 10. If we do 8 more quests, it will go to size 4. It also tell us what it has an abundance of, and then a shortage, so you can actually do trade routes with that information. So we just finished our trade run quest, and we'll go ahead and accept a hunt down a pirate quest. I'm still working on the frigate for Space Engineers. I want to try and get some more of it done before I make another episode. It's gonna be quite the build, and I don't know if you guys want to see multiple episodes of it or not. Same with the Cathedral in Medieval Engineers. I don't really want to upload another episode of the Cathedral. So I might do a couple of different games for a little while I work in my free time to get those to a point that it's good to show you guys. And then hopefully, I want to be able to show you guys maybe some naval action. That's another game. It's the Age of Sails as well. Here in the next week or two, maybe 3 weeks, they're going to actually open up the open world aspect. And that'll be nice. It'll be a bunch of people sailing around in wooden ships, and it's basically an MMO. And it's basically the whole Caribbean, and I think it's full scale. The Caribbeans and maybe some southern Florida coastline to sail around in, do pirating activities, trading activities. You can join a nation and represent them and attack other nations and interrupt their trading, and eventually I think expand that nation's power. I don't know how that works at all. It is a very, very early access game, but I think that's going to be a cool thing when it comes out. And I can put a link down in the description for naval action. It's definitely a really nice kind of early access game. Sorry, I'm trying to read and figure out what I need to do. So pirates just captured Meskerpore. So we're basically just gonna try and constantly do quests. Luckily, I just picked up 2 that go to the exact same destination, so we'll head there, see if we have a quest involving Meskerpore, because we have to retake that from a pirate faction. And if we do, we'll head down there, retake it, kill the pirate, and hopefully remain in control of this region. Pirates can take regions from us, and then also we can take them from other factions and things like that if our faction is at war. So I'll just do a hunt down a pirate quest, because it looks like it might take us in the general direction. It's a very peaceful game. It's pretty relaxing to play. So far, I really like it. The quest for variation, of course, is pretty basic. It's either go here for a trade route, go here to drop people off, go build a structure, or go kill something. But most games break down into that system anyways. So it's no different than anything else, really. Kind of wish combat was a little bit different. It's pretty basic. But then again, I haven't gotten that far in the tech tree. I don't know if it gets any more complicated or what have you. I don't know really what the talents end up doing, like these specializations. I'm assuming you had to pick one and then you just fulfill that role, whether it be damage, support, or what's the other one? Damage support or defense, which is basically a tank. Friendly fire is on too, so if you get in the way of other ships, you can start taking damage from their AoE attacks. And I'm taking way too wide of a turn for this. There we go. And the loot generally takes a second to drop from the ships, so you just kind of wait by it. The best thing about this game, it is fully out. It's only $15. It's multiplayer. And it's entertaining. So, I mean, for $15, you get a pretty entertaining game. And it's just fun. There is some funny things about it that I noticed. For example, I played Age of Pirates, that game I talked about earlier. And I don't know if the creator of this game did this on purpose without knowing. But he took art from that game. Like straight up. This character here is the main character, the male character from that game. I don't know if he happened to work on the original. I haven't researched it, but it's just funny that I just remember that main character. I've seen some other icons from that game in terms of that character being used. You can go look it up. Age of Pirates, Caribbean Tales. I think it's the second one. This is the main character down to the black bandana. It just looks like they added a pot to it for some reason. I don't get it. So I think we're just gonna hunt down another pirate. Combat is definitely one of the more fun things to do. Ooh, we have two pirates up here. It looks like it's this one that we have to kill though. So we'll just get close. Start strafing around. And we should win this at this rate. It'll be a little close. Oh my! I died. When a ship dies, it explodes. And you can take damage from it. Wow. Okay. So dying, you just spawn somewhere else. You lose the current quest you're on. You don't lose anything else. Maybe it's some items that you're carrying. But that's about it. It looks like we happen to find some better cannons, which is pretty cool. We can either sell them while we're at port or salvage them for crafting materials. And it looks like, since we're level 3, we might go into a bit more of an active zone now. So this one is controlled 57% by our faction, the Consulate, and then 43% pirates. So we're just going to go ahead and travel there. And the loading screen's fairly quick. It's not much of a problem. We'll just go ahead and accept a hunt down a pirate quest and then move on. The more quests you do for a town, and the bigger it gets by doing those quests, it offers better rewards in terms of quests and items they sell. So that's a nice thing. You get rewarded for doing quests for the same town over and over. And you actually kind of get attached to that town because you watched it grow, which is pretty neat. There's a loose pirate up here and I want to take care of it. Help our allies out. And since this is partially controlled by pirates, they have towns. They'll probably also have some scout towers and things like that. Gonna have to chase this guy down. Get a nice shot on him and he'll die. Gonna wait for the loot to drop. There it is. And then we go on our way. I haven't seen very large ships yet. I know you can get galleons probably. The most I've seen was a 2-sail ship. Nothing beyond that. If you right click on your allies too, you can hire them. You can also pay off pirates by doing that. Oh, here's our target. So we're just gonna park beside him like this. We have so many allies here. We're at really no risk of dying. And we can just pelt him while he's kind of stuck on the land there. And there we go. So we completed the mission, get some loot, and then we can sit in this capture zone and capture their port. And while we're doing that, we can repair. Alright. Our allies are helping us capture it, which is pretty nice. And we do get XP and resources for doing so. A ferry quest, pretty simple, straightforward on that one. This will be our first ship. You can see some ships for sale. Sloop of war to a schooner. So the sloop will definitely be our first upgrade. The ship costs are fairly high, but I like that. It doesn't mean you'll be unlocking these awesome ships very quickly. You get invested into the game and upgrade the ship you have to make it better in the meantime. And I think that can be a very rewarding feature in itself. I have an ally down here that needs help, so I think I'm going to help him. And we'll just sit outside of his range. And there he goes. Loot him as well. And then go about our way. So I think we'll just go ahead, kill this last pirate, call the video done for the day, and you guys can tell me what you think of the game. I think it's pretty interesting, especially for a $15 game. It's little to no investment to have some fun for a couple hours. And I think the greatest thing is that it's multiplayer. I haven't seen a whole lot of multiplayer, but I figure the servers can get pretty big. And then also, you might be able to do some competitions with other players. See who has kind of the best setup and best PvP abilities. So once we get up here to Latin, looks like we'll also capture it, drop off our passengers for this quest, and be done. The water effects, really nice in the game. I think they're very clean, very clear, sparkling water. I spent some time in the Caribbean, and so seeing this just makes me want to go back. It's like one of the coolest places to go. And if you guys have the opportunity, I suggest it for sure. I don't know about living there. It's a little dangerous. Make sure we're at full HP. That person is woeing about how their wife wanted diamonds, so they had to sell his house. And capture this for the red faction? That's weird. Okay, so this is Windward. Hope you guys enjoyed the episode. Feel free to subscribe to see some other cool games that I've been working on, mainly among the Engineers series, Space Engineers, Medieval Engineers. And thanks for stopping by, and I'll see you guys in the next episode.